welcome to Passion TV. I am Sebastian Valentine, and this afternoon on Passion TV, we are being joined by the People's Commissioner. I choose to call him that because he's one of the few commissioners in this state that will pick up your call when you do, give you access, and also make sure that he gives you a listening ear. He is the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Housing and Special Duties, a financial expert, and with quite a wealth of experience. He is a politician, and this afternoon, let's hear how far he's been doing since he sat on the saddle. You're welcome to our program, sir.
Thank you.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
You know, I'm going to hit it off this way. It's good you have been giving access to us, and honestly, I thank you for that. That's very rare among our people. I know you call, or you miss a call, you call back. Thumbs up for you on that. But then again, I don't know, it was like we're not going to have this interview. I don't know if you were skeptical about talking to us. Maybe you didn't trust us or what we could do, or maybe I would be wrong to think that you were scared of the frenzy on social media. So which one was it? We kept postponing, you remember?
You know, we all have responsibilities. As a commissioner of housing and specialties, it is a very wide responsibility. Our responsibility here is enormous, and inability to sit down before now is not because of fear of the press or the social media. It's as a result of the enormous activities that we have in the ministry. And I will tell you, special duties is everything. So it's a lot of responsibility.
I'm going to hear you right from that point. Special duties is everything. That's kind of very big. So I need to understand, maybe somebody needs to understand the role and the responsibilities, the duties of the Honorable Commissioner in this ministry, Ministry of Housing and Special Duties. Housing I could get, but special duties, let's see if we can define that one.
Well, the special duties, as the name implies, the special duties. Our responsibility is as wide as the government would want it to be. So any assignment that is given to us, it can be in any other ministry. But as long as it is being assigned by the government, so okay. Our focus and whatever we do is a responsibility that is given to us by the government.
So you answer directly to the boss himself?
Sure.
So what kind of person is he?
Well, Governor Udom Emmanuel, like you have all seen in the last 3 years as the governor of the state, he has shown leadership. He has brought to bear his experience in the financial industry, in the governance of our state. And as you know, he's very God-fearing. And when a leader has the fear of God, you can be certain of the kind of things that he does. And because of his leadership style, which he has clearly shown the government that is based on transparency and accountability, and we've been able to achieve this level of successes in the last 3 years. I think he's a God-fearing leader, and he listens to the masses of our Ibom state with a view to providing those things that will be of economic benefit and value to them.
You associate very well with people of your state. What do they say about your governor, honestly now?
Well, they have seen a governor that is opening up the industrial space of the state, because the governor believes that our young men and women should not beg for a living, that they should work to earn a living. The people of the state are very appreciative of what he has done. That is responsible for the massive support he's getting in the state. So he's doing very well, and he's loved by the people of our state.
How would you assess the performance of this administration of His Excellency Governor Udom Emmanuel in the last 3 years, in 3 years of being in office? How would your scorecard look like?
I want to say that His Excellency, the Governor, has done excellently well. In fact, for me, he has exceeded expectation. And I want to say that in all the campaign promises that he made during the election, he has delivered on it. Mind you, this is a governor who came into office at a period of the recession, where the resources that was coming to the state significantly reduced by over 80%. But this same governor, under this period that overhead were going up, is able to use whatever was coming to the state to ensure that those critical aspects of government business is tackled. It's on record that we are one of the few states in this country that pays salaries promptly every month. And you know the difficulties most states had, that the federal government had to introduce the bailout program. It's on record, Governor Udom did not access the bailout program, but he was paying salaries for urban state workers and embarking on many life-touching projects. So I want to say that in the last 3 years, industries have sprung up in the state. The government, under his leadership, is providing the enabling environment that has attracted a lot of industries to this state, which is providing employment opportunities. We can start from the shrimp factory, the toothpick factory, and a lot more that are coming up. Today, we are building a refinery that will refine the coconut oil. And you may ask, why coconut oil? See, the focus has been on crude oil. And recently, we found ourselves in the position that we were because there was a serious fall in the price of oil, which invariably affected the revenue that was coming to the government. But if you look at coconut oil, the price has been very stable and is even more expensive than crude oil. So I think the governor believes that our revenue base should be diversified, and that is why he has gone into all these projects that can also add to the revenue of the state. During this same period, it's on record that the government pays for wire fees for our children. He has sustained the free and compulsory education in the state, notwithstanding the economic downturn. A lot of infrastructural projects has been embarked on: road construction, renovation of hospitals, and equipping them with modern hospital equipment with a view to improving the health services that is available for our Biden people. And this notwithstanding, at even the same turbulent time, the second runway is still under construction, because it believes that we shouldn't suffer the same fate that the traveling public suffered in Abuja, when the only runway there was shut down for routine maintenance, and flight operations were diverted to Kaduna with attendant difficulties and challenges for the traveling public. His Excellency has done a lot. I like to say, apart from His Excellency, the First Lady, through the family ferry, has also intervened in the youth empowerment, women empowerment, building of houses for widows. And I want to state here clearly, while I was in the Ministry of Finance, that we were able to access a 2 billion line from the Central Bank of Nigeria to give small, medium enterprises the financial opportunities to improve and grow their business through soft loan, which His Excellency was so magnanimous by allowing the people only to pay for the principal, and the interest was written off by the state government. And I want to also state that during that time while I was there, that we were able to restructure the state loan so that we significantly reduce our debt service obligation, thereby freeing funds for the various projects that is going on here. So I would like to say that His Excellency has done well, from the educational sector to the industrial sector to the health sector to infrastructure. A lot of roads have been constructed with many bridges. So I would say in the last 3 years he has done well, And you can imagine what will happen by the time it's through with this evidence.
Okay, thank you very much for listing those legacies I would believe Akwa Ibom people should be proud of. But despite this glorious scorecard that you've given, I'm thinking there are loopholes. The National Bureau of Statistics in the month of February told us that we are the second most unemployed state in Nigeria. Of recent, there's been articles released on the internet that our educational system is very, very poor. Yes, the free and compulsory education policy is sustained, but the classes are not in good condition. The facilities and equipment are appalling to the eyes even. It's not a comfortable place for people to learn, and even the number of teachers are not enough. What would you say about these loopholes?
I want us to, because we are quoting the Federal Ministry of Statistics, Bureau of Statistics. You also forgot to say that from that same office, we happen to be the number 2 state in terms of foreign direct investment that is coming to Nigeria. So, you know, Rome was not built in one day. And Akwa Ibom State just turned, we are going to be 31 years by September. And in the last 3 years, I want to tell you that a lot of schools have been renovated, furniture provided in a lot of classrooms. But you will not expect that...
furniture or learning aids?
Furniture, learning aids, like the seats and the rest of them have been provided in school.
Okay.
But I don't expect that in 3 years, you would have provided things for all the schools. So it's a gradual process. So if, you know, the way you in the media, you only look at the negative aspect of it, if you want to be very honest to yourself, you know that this government has done significantly well in terms of renovating, providing educational aid in the educational sector. But like I've said, you cannot cover all the primary and secondary schools that you have had in the last 31 years in three years. So it's a gradual process.
Are you bothered about how the social media is responding to this kind of calls?
Well, what I like to say is that, you know, in life, if you expect that you will not be criticized, then you are joking. But the most important thing is for you to focus and ensure that you implement the good plans that you have for yourself. So,
thank you.
I don't believe any social media adverts will distract His Excellency from doing the good work.
Maybe it's actually an alarm. Maybe it's like calling the attention of the administration. These things are not done well. Come and look at it. Don't you think you can look at it in that light?
You know that there are several ways of criticizing.
Okay.
There are ways that you do constructive. And I believe that the governor that we have today, he listens to people's opinion, and it is not autocratic, because this is democracy. So he likes to hear from the people, and then do those things that affects the life of our people. So I'm very certain that those schools, like I say, you cannot cover everywhere in 3 years. Those ones that have been pointed out, that this is a very responsible and responsive government, that it will be attended to shortly.
Hypothetically, we remove you from this office to stand as an individual, as an indigene of Akwa Ibom State, and you are in that place to advise the administration on what they should improve upon. And that would be constructively criticizing this government. Yes. What would you say? What would you recommend?
Well, what I'd like to say is that the government is doing well, and
you're satisfied?
I'm very satisfied with what the government is doing, given the situation that we found ourselves. So my contribution will be ideas that will help improve, because you can't say, you know, development is not is a journey, it's not a destination. So every day with new and improved way of doing things, that when it is applied, we will get different results. So I believe that I will always give constructive criticism to a government that is already doing well.
Thank you very much. So what kind of Ministry of Housing and Special Duties did you come to meet? What was in place? What have you been able to change or modify or improve upon?
Well, government is a continuum. And at any given point in time, every individual that is occupying a position has a responsibility to add value. And I don't believe it's the place of anybody who assumes an office to criticize what has been done before, because based on the circumstances that people occupy that office, they contributed their own quota at that particular point in time. We made a ministry that there were activities to add to the housing stock in the state. And we have housing estate in Kodakbene, we have in Udom. And our own responsibility is to build on what they did. So you can see those housing estates at the stage wasn't completed. And we are taking steps to make sure that they are completed. But we face a lot of challenges because of the economic situation that we are finding ourselves as a nation and as a state. And it's also affecting the individual, because the purchasing power of the individual is a function of how well the economy is performing. But it's not been easy. So most times, given the fact that the resources of the government has gone down significantly, our proposal was to sell those estates the other way, and so that we could be able to pay the resource person that handled the construction. A lot of people showed interest, and they were allotted, but they have not been able to make payment the way they should have made because of the economic downturn that I've told you. But as a ministry, we are looking for a way to make sure that those houses are completely finished up for the beneficiaries of the government.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So, you've been a politician for a while. I want to understand when you intend to quit politics. Do you have plans for 2019?
2019,
yes. Please. What are your plans for 2019?
My plan is for Governor Udom to be returned as governor of Akwa State.
Okay. That's all. No personal ambition. There's nothing wrong with having ambition, you know.
Governor Udom is my ambition.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, so what legacies do you intend to leave at the end of this 4th year that's coming?
Well, like I stated earlier, part of the reason that you have industries being attracted to any society is based on the infrastructure that is provided. I'd like to inform you that as a government and as a ministry, we are embarking on the construction of a 21-story building. And this building will serve as a catalyst for, mind you, before I even go there, you know that in Nigeria today, we are the #1 oil producing state.
And we receive the highest allocation.
Yeah, it's relative.
Okay, so you were saying?
So why am I saying this? Well, it's on record that none of the federal government agencies responsible for regulating the oil industry, from NNPC, DPR, PPMC, NAPIMS, they do not have even a kiosk in this state.
I wonder why.
Well, most times they give non-availability of infrastructure.
Okay.
So I think based on the discussion His Excellency the Governor has undertaken with ExxonMobil, we believe that by the time that tower is completed, that they will move the operations. And this will also encourage some of these federal government agencies that I mentioned
to move into the state.
And I'd like to tell you that the governor has done well. It's on record ever since the establishment of ExxonMobil. It's ever since they started operation in this state, that they could embark on at a single time an investment that would improve and touch the life of our people worth 13 billion. Sometime last month, 3 projects, the engineering faculty and the skill center at Akwa, and the trauma center at the teaching hospital. The 3 projects costing about 13 billion is being embarked on by Mobil, courtesy of the pressure that His Excellency mounted on them. And I like to say that a lot of things been done, but you know that most of these things you may not see the effect now, but over time. But I want to say that at the end of the day, that this government has done well. I forgot to say, part of the attraction of industries to the state today, we have a rice mill in this state, and this is offering employment opportunities for people, and also the rice farm is giving the local farmers opportunity to grow, and then we assured that at the end of the day, their crops will be bought and then processed for the consumption of the people of this state.
Thank you very much, sir. So I'm coming to you personal now. What do you enjoy about being a commissioner in this state? What is the upside of being a commissioner? Why do you enjoy your work? Why do you dress up in the morning and come to the office, attend to people at home, attend to people here in the office? What's the most beautiful part of being an honorable commissioner in Akwa Ibom State?
Well, I like to say that I see being a commissioner not as a job, but as a rendering service to humanity. So I'm always happy because the reason why God created each and every one of us is for us to be a blessing to others. And in a good society, it should be the responsibility of people who go up to put their hand down and raise up other people. So for me, I believe being a commissioner is an opportunity to be able to be of value to our people, to help people grow, and essentially that is it. Being in a political office should not be seen as a job. It should be seen as a call to service.
Well, this service pays well, I would think.
Yeah.
It does.
Well, I would say that whatever you do, and you do it well, even if the people don't look at it, we have somebody that is looking at it and he knows. And he's the one that rewards us for whatever we do. If we do good, there's a reward for it. If we do something bad, there's also a reward for it.
Thank you very much. So what is the downside of being a commissioner? I'm sure it's not all service and all beautiful and all rosary.
Yes, there's a lot of downside. That is why it is always very important for you to have achieved certain level of maturity in life before you veer into it, because you do not have privacy. All what you have belongs to the people. You don't have a private life. And for me, I like to thank my wife and my children for the sacrifice, because before now, I used to see my children every day, but here I am. They're in school.
Your voice is going. Can you try it? Is it that bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. At times, there's every time we want to travel, we travel together, but that is that company again.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I can tell you, one day, 8-year-old daughter. One day, when they were to travel for somewhere, and when she called, Daddy, are you not coming? That was the first time. I said, no. I said, does it mean you don't love your family again?
Wow.
I said, no, not so. I have to work. So, but it's okay. I like to thank them for the tolerance and still showing that understanding to allow me to be where I am now.
That's beautiful. So I'm thinking if the call comes in 2019, you will still take that call to continue in our life.
Well,
despite it being this demanding and tasking.
For me, I totally believe in God.
Okay.
Everything that happens to us, even our sitting down here together, is by the grace of God.
Yes,
God did not want it to happen. It will not happen.
Oh yeah.
So for me, everything I leave it to God.
Now, Honorable Commissioner, your message to our Akwa Ibom people as the Honorable Commissioner in this administration. Your parting shots, and at that point, once you're done with that, we draw the curtains and shut the doors.
Well, my message for Akwa Ibom people, the state that I come from and the state I love so much, is that we are blessed by God to have a governor in the mold of His Excellency, Governor Udom. At this very critical point in our life, he has shown transparency and accountability in the running of the government of this state. And for such leaders, all what he needs is our prayers, because it is the grace of God, and every leader is given to the people by God. God has made him our leader, and all what he needs is our support. So we should pray for His Excellency the Governor and join hands with him to build a state that will be the envy of many other people, to build a state that generation unborn will be proud of. And I believe if we do this, we will continue to be one of those states that everybody in Nigeria wants to come to. So we don't have any other state other than Akwa Ibom State. Let us join our hands and support His Excellency Governor Udom, so that he can complete the good work that he has started in Akwa Ibom State. In 3 years, he has done a lot. We can only imagine how the state will be like when he's done in his 8 years' time. Thank you.